Hello, everybody. So nice to see all of you again. So we're still busy with our series on data handling, and today we are going to interpret data represented in various ways. Now, in the previous lesson, you drew different kinds of graphs. Can you still remember that? In this lesson, you will interpret data that is given in words and graphs. To critically interpret and analyze data represented in words, bar graphs, pie charts, and histograms means that you can answer questions related to data categories, intervals, sources, and tendencies. Isn't that awesome? So let us look at a few examples. Now here we've got a pie chart, yes. Now, it is about the water use in South Africa. So if we read on the side, the pie chart on the right shows how water is used in South Africa. Each fraction of the pie chart represents a percentage of the total amount of water used. Which sector uses the most water and which sector uses the least water? So that's what they ask us. So we can read that from our pie chart, right? So I want you to look at it for a second. And yes, remember how we draw pie charts, okay? So the answer is more than half of the water used in South Africa is used for irrigation. We can see that large section, 60.6%. Nature conservation, that small little sliver at the top in the blue, uses the least amount of water, because the sector corresponding to nature conservation is the smallest, like 1%. Okay, let's look at another example. We've got another pie chart, and this pie chart shows the favorite subjects of grade 7 learners. So I wonder if you agree with this. Mathematics, social sciences, technology, and natural sciences. This is not worked as a percentage, it's worked as a decimal, but it works exactly the same. If you added it up, it will all add up to 1. Now they ask us to list the subjects in order from most favorite to least favorite. Now we can easily do that, right? We can see mathematics is the most favorite. These are very close. Social sciences second, and natural sciences third, and poor technology last. Now, let's see if you can still remember how to do this. If 120 learners were asked about their favorite subject, how many learners then chose mathematics and social sciences as their favorite? Now, this is the beauty of this program. I want you to pause. Just think how you must do this again, and then we look at the answer on the next slide. I hope you were correct. Yes, we're just going to multiply 0.425 times 120, and that will give us 51 learners, and 0.25 times 120, which will give us 30 learners. Congratulations if you managed to do this one. Let's look at another example. Here we've got a double bar graph. Can you still remember from the previous lesson? And this double bar graph shows the average June marks for all grade 7 learners at the Vuka Primary School. Now they ask us to answer the following questions. In which learning area did the girls do better? Now we're first going to look at this. And if you feel I'm going too fast, please pause and make sure that you look at this bar graph carefully, and then let's answer the questions. Okay, so they ask, in which learning area did the girls do better? Now there's our little key, girls in blue, boys in red. In which learning area? Yes, there we've got it, life orientation. In which learning area did the boys do better? Now we can look at the red, and here we've got technology, and also closely followed by the creative arts. Now, in which learning area did boys and girls perform almost equally? And here we can see that's very close in English and it's very close in isiXhosa. And the last question, in which learning area did both girls and boys achieve an average mark above 80? And here we look at the average mark on the left, 80, above 80, both boys and girls, and the answer is isiXhosa. So I've just got all the answers on the next slide if you want to check yourself later. But isn't this awesome that we can get all this information from a graph? The next example. And I hope you all recognize this as a histogram. A shopkeeper recorded the sales in his shop during one day. He drew a histogram of the results as shown below. Now they ask us, why did the shopkeeper choose a histogram to represent his data? Now by now I know you know why. So I want you to answer that. Then I want you to look at how many sales took place between 1 and 2. And remember, you're going to look at it on the side, the number of sales. And at what time of the day was the greatest number of sales made? Pause and answer the questions, and then I see you on the next slide. So why did they choose to use an histogram? Yes, because the data is grouped with time intervals of 1 hour each. Remember the minutes we group data. Remember the bars must touch and it follows on. Okay, now we can also see that the most sales were made, 25 sales were made between 1 and 2 o'clock. And the time of the day with the greatest number of sales was also during 1 and 2. Now I want you to think, based on these answers that we've gotten in B and C, would it have been wise for the shopkeeper to close his shop over lunch? Do you think it would be clever? No, of course not. Because that's the time when he actually has the most sales, isn't it? Between that period. So it would be very foolish of him to close the shop then. Right. So I really hope you enjoyed this section, and then I see you next time.